Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Filson and this is Fragrance with Filson, and today I will be talking about my massive June haul. So these are all the fragrances that I bought in the past month, and there are a few missing just because they weren't able to make it for the video, but we're gonna go through what we have here because I think it's more than enough. So if you're interested in that, just keep on watching. So we're gonna first start off with Yara by Lattafa, and this one I got, like I said, a few weeks ago, and I've been loving it ever since. And this is a really affordable perfume as well, so I was just seeing it around social media and I was really intrigued by the notes, so I went ahead and purchased it. It was only like $25 to $30 on Amazon, so I was really happy about that and very impressed by it when it came. And so this has notes of orchid, heliotrope, tangerine in the top, and then in the middle notes you have gourmand, tropical fruits, and then in the base you have vanilla, musk, and sandalwood. So I've been wearing it kind of in the evenings while I'm at home, or just kind of when I want a little boost, because I do think this like is a great mood booster. It's really nice. So yeah, very happy with this purchase, and it was a blind buy, so I was happy with the results from that, so that's very exciting. Okay, so next up is Delilah from this house, and you'll see it's very apparent that this is a dupe for Delina, which I do have a few of those, and a video will be coming of me comparing the dupes that I do have to Delina and trying to help you guys find the most closest one, affordable one, because I do think some of the dupe houses can also be pretty expensive. So I do think having a more affordable option, something like this, which I got also off of Amazon, and it was surprisingly very good. So let me see if I can find some notes on this one. Okay, so what I could find from this is the note profile is supposed to be identical to Delina. So, you know, that'll have the lychee, the rhubarb, the bergamot, nutmeg at the top, and then you have your Turkish rose, musk, vanilla in the mid, and then you have your, you know, cedar, incense, and vetiver in the base. There's some other ones, but I'm not going to list all of those out. I'll share it on the screen. This was a really good blind buy. It is very close to Delina, I would say, for the price point. Obviously, I don't think out of all the dupes that I have, nothing is truly identical, but I do find that this one came pretty close, like shockingly close for the price point. Longevity, it was okay. I think it lasted a few hours. I do think if you prep your skin very well, you know, like cleanse it, moisturize it, and then apply this onto it, I do think you can get longer wear. I haven't tried it on clothes just yet, I don't think, and if I did, I don't think it lasted that much, whereas like true Delina lasts all day on the clothes. So yeah, I'll go in depth about this and the comparison and all of that when I do the Delina dupe video that's coming very soon, so I'm excited to kind of try this out a little bit more. But yeah, that is Delilah. All right, so we'll just keep in line with the Amazon purchases. So this is Shaghaf Oud by Swiss Arabian, and this is also amazing affordable perfume that you can try out. I did blind buy this. A lot of people were comparing it to Sweet Diamond Pepper. I didn't get too much of that from this, but it's just a great fragrance overall. If you like oud, you know, I think this is something that you should try out, and it should be a safe blind buy if you're familiar with kind of Middle Eastern perfumes. So in this, it has the saffron in the top, it has oud and rose in the middle, oud, praline, and vanilla at the base. Beautiful fragrance, very long lasting. This will last you all day. It'll last on your clothes. I think it'll be great to layer with. I haven't kind of played around with that, but I am excited to have this in my collection, and it was very affordable. I think price point was $30. Again, I'll leave the links down below. So I got quite a few from the house of Kayali just because I did have a discovery set that I got. Let me bring that. Like I said, I did have the discovery set from Kayali come in this month, June, and I already had at this point vanilla 28, I had vanilla royale, sweet diamond, pink pepper, yum pistachio. So those were all the ones that I had. So fried them in store, but you know, I'm trying all these fragrances and sometimes I don't really get a good impression of, you know, certain fragrances. And I only have but so much space on my arm to spray things in the store, so I kind of pace myself and, you know, zone in on a few fragrances, you know, go to Sephora or go to other fragrance counters. I just wanted to kind of experience the brand at home at my own time and wear it and figure out. So instantly after getting the Discovery Set, I loved Deja Vu White Flower. I loved Musk, surprisingly. I usually do not like Musk fragrances. Obviously, if it's in the fragrance blended well, I'm fine with it, but I was pretty shocked by how much I loved that one. Some other takeaways were Eden Juicy Apple, which I do remember that one from the store. I did like it. I remember vaguely that the opening was nothing very special and that apple was just kind of, I know that people say Bath and Body Works kind of vibes, but the dry down is amazing and I did really enjoy it once I got it into my house. So, and I have been layering it a lot lately. So yeah, highly recommend the Discovery Set. I wish they had Elixir in here, because I did eventually end up blind buying Elixir and not really liking it, but I'll get into that because that is in this haul. But I do think this is very helpful if you've always been intrigued or you want to just try it at home. So that's Discovery Set. So from that, also Huda Beauty was having a sale on fragrance. So the Kayali brand was having a sale and I was able to snag some of this for like 15% off, and then I had like points and all of that. So I picked up a lot from the brand. Deja Vu White Flower is what I picked up. Deja Vu White Flower is amazing. I love it so much. This is definitely my jam. So I don't know how to describe it. Obviously it's a white floral fragrance, but it does have that kind of Middle Eastern DNA kind of peeking through, which I really like. This was an instant love when I got it. Unfortunately on Huda Beauty, the 50 ml and the 100 ml were sold out, so this was all I could a hold of, and I wanted to try this out first before getting the bigger sizes on Sephora or somewhere else. I do plan on getting the bigger size of this. This is absolutely going to be in my collection and probably repurchased over and over again. That's how much I love it, and I think it's very versatile and it blends very well and mixes very well with Vanilla 28, and I kind of want to play around with some other heavier fragrances, maybe closer to fall and winter, but I'm very excited to get into this one. So the top notes are nectarine, gardenia, pear. The middle notes are tuberose, jasmine, orange blossom. The base has vanilla, patchouli, cashmere wood, and sandalwood. This is really good. I do also have a hot take on the new fragrances that just dropped from Kayali. I do have those samples here and I will do probably a separate video on this one because I do have some interesting feedback for these ones, but I do love them, and this kind of has some, you know, similarities and notes to the Wedding Silk Santal. So again, I'll just kind of reserve that feedback for that video. Alright, so the next one was Musk 12 that I got from the brand, and I really am enjoying this one. I want to finish this before I decide on getting the bigger bottle because, again, I'm not a huge musk person, so it's not like I wear it often. It's kind of more of like when I'm not feeling like a heavier scent or a nighttime scent. I think that is when I like fresher things like this. And yeah, I'm still exploring mixing and layering with this. I do want to give it a little bit more time before having like my final thoughts, but the top notes in this are freesia, lotus, middle notes is musk, jasmine, and then the base is vanilla and sandalwood. You can notice that in Kayali, like, they do have a lot of similar notes, and I do believe they're just trying to stay true to their like DNA, and you can see that kind of, you know, running through a lot of their fragrances. But this is amazing. If you haven't tried this, I definitely say get your nose on it, and it's a great foundation to have in your collection. Next up is Skin by Clean Reserve, and this is also something that I've had for maybe 2 weeks, I want to say, and this was like instantly fell in love with when I was in the store, and actually had my eye on something else from Clean Reserve, but I did leave that just because I think you guys know what I'm talking about if you're familiar with Clean Reserve. It was like the one that smelled more like a laundry detergent. I think that's how I described it, but for me, I think I just thought this was more worth it to have. You know, sometimes I don't think it's worth having a fragrance that smells like laundry detergent when my clothes already smell like that, so I kind of want to smell a little bit different than that. And in this, the note profile says praline, musk, salt, tonka bean, and leather, which is Interesting. Is that the right one? Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, they describe it as sweet, musky, salty, lactonic, leathery, powdery, ambery, vanilla, animalic, and nutty. And I think what drew me into it was the sweetness. I did definitely pick up on that. The saltiness, I picked up on it. Yeah, I just feel like this is a great skin scent, you know, hence the name. It's not off-putting. This is a great fragrance for settings where you can't wear fragrance or you do not want to be off-putting to people. It's just kind of nice to, instead of going with nothing, to go with something like this. This is great for fresh out the shower. This is a great bedtime scent. And again, when you're just not feeling in the mood, sometimes like under the weather, you don't want to be spraying all of these strong fragrances. So this is a great option and I've been really enjoying it and hope to use it more, especially in this weather. So that is Clean Reserve Skin. Alright, so this is very similar, I would say. Not similar. Alright, so the next one is Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt, and I do think this is very similar. Not similar, but Clean Reserve Skin has that salt note, and so does, you know, wood sage and sea salt, as the name says. But I don't know, I've been kind of getting into these kind of more marine light aquatic fragrances. Obviously for the summer they're a great option. So yeah, this has just been in my collection for I think almost 2 weeks and there's already a pretty good dent in this. So I'm thinking, you know, when I get to the halfway point, I probably will be repurchasing this one. And I also have been having my eye on the Dolce dupe of this because I heard that it's actually better in regards to like longevity and just for the price point that it might be a great dupe to have. So I think I might be going that route, but we'll see. If that one doesn't do very well, then, you know, I'm gonna repurchase the bigger size of this because I do think it's worth it. I find that it actually does wear pretty long on the skin. I don't think it projects as much as I would love, but you know, with these type of fragrances, I don't really expect beast mode, so I'm fine with that. I kind of wear this like, you know, on a day-to-day, like in the house or if I'm running errands and stuff. It's a great one, and I do think layering also helps. So the notes are sea salt, sage, grapefruit, musk, mellow, and seaweed. Interesting blend. I didn't think I would like any of those other than the sage and grapefruit, but yeah, this has been a great addition and I'm very excited to have it and I'll be using a lot of it. So this one, it was a very random buy and I actually don't think I have the box anymore, but this is from Al-Rehab, I think it's called, or Rehab, however you want to say it. Yeah, I just got it because I thought, you know, the notes were good again. I go crazy over the notes when they have certain ingredients in it. So very, very cost effective. I think it was like under $20 for sure, I think. And so this one was described as kind of like a citrus, caramel, vanilla, sweet, powdery, fresh fragrance. So I was like very intrigued by that. And again, for summer, I kind of, you know, I like vanillas in my fragrances, but I don't want them to be too heavy. So this one has citrus, caramel, vanilla, white musk, orchid, jasmine, woody notes, and vetiver. And it was okay in the opening. I definitely smell now, like, especially after it sits on the skin, I was picking up a lot of that caramel, woody, vanilla kind of vibe. I have only tried this once on the skin. I liked it after it dried down, but I do need to play around with it a little bit more. But yeah, it wasn't terribly expensive and like actually it was pretty cheap, and so happy to have it and, you know, use it, play around with it and see if I like it. If not, my mom always takes my fragrances that I don't like. She loves fragrances as well, so she would be thrilled to take this and probably use it in a week. She loves using her fragrances, so also me too, but I just have so many that it's hard to get through. All right, that is that. All right, so this next one is Fashionably London by Zara, and I just love their like minimalistic packaging and their overall packaging with their fragrances. They've done a really good job with this line, and I believe this is a collaboration with Jo Malone. So if you guys haven't tried any of those from the collab, I highly suggest at least getting your nose on them because they're really, really great fragrances for the price point. So yeah, this one was considered kind of a rose, musk, citrus, powdery, floral. I feel a lot of my fragrances, as you can see that I picked up recently, are very, very similar to each other. Again, I love rose in my fragrances. I do like citrus, I do like powdery, florals, and this one was actually compared to Delina and then Delina exclusive. Apparently people were saying that it's like a mixture of both. both. And I do have Delina in my collection, and I actually just added La Rose to the collection, and I've been kind of eyeing Exclusive, but they're expensive, so I just don't know if I need 3 different Delinas, even though now thinking Exclusive probably was the better route than the La Rose, but it is summer, so I was just like, let me get the La Rose. So anyways, Fashionably London, the notes say that there is bergamot at the top, rose in the middle, and musk in the base. So Zara and their fragrances, like, they don't really give a lot of notes, so for what reason I have no idea. I don't know what the secrecy is about, especially them trying to dupe some places. It's like you're copying them.
Bombastic side eye.
I don't think anyone would copy you.
Offensive side eye. Do you understand?
But before I say that, I'm actually shocked by how unique this smells to me. I do pick up on how it can favor Delina and Delina Exclusive, but I do think it's a great standalone. I thought this was actually a beautiful fragrance on its own, and I got a lot of incense from it for some reason. I don't know if anyone else picked up on that, but for me personally, I picked up on a lot of incense, and I actually really loved that. I layered this with Deja Vu, and it worked amazing. I layered it with Vanilla 28. I've layered it with Delina La Rose, and honestly, it's amazing. It's a great fragrance to kind of add another little layer of oomph, if you will. And I don't know, for me, I just pick up like a strong sense of incense on it, and I really like it a lot. So I would definitely see myself getting the bigger bottle of this, because I do think it has a bigger bottle. This was like, also this is a great price point. I think it was like $15 to $20, something like that. So yeah, definitely love this, and I want to play around with the layering options as well, and I do think it's like fresh enough to wear it now in the summer. So yeah, that is Fashionably London by Zara. Okay, the next one is from Trish McEvoy, and this is number 9, Blackberry and Vanilla Musk. So this was an instant buy for me. I was in Blue Mercury actually, and I was just trying out some fragrances. Actually, this is the same day I got the Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. So I was trying some fragrances. There was actually some new brands that they brought in. I think Obvious just came that day, and some other houses I forgot. But I was trying those, and I actually had my heart set on some of those newer brands to the shop, and I loved them on paper, but a lot of those just did not wear well on my skin. So this is a note to self, guys. Please try things on the skin. I know on paper sometimes we can like absolutely love it, spray it in the air, all of that, but you need to see how it mixes with your skin, so, and your chemistry and all of that. So try it on the skin, because for me there was one that absolutely was amazing from Obvious on paper, but on the skin it smelled horrible on me. It like had matcha or something in it. I can't remember the name of it, but that one just literally smelled like some kind of weird cereal. I don't know guys, but anyways, this was amazing. So after all of that sampling, a colleague of mine actually told me that this is her signature scent, so I just wanted to try it out and see, because she wanted me to suggest some other fragrances, because she literally only has 2 fragrances, so she's just kind of curious to see what I would suggest for her. And I didn't realize I would love this. I love this. Obviously it has the blackberry, vanilla, and musk that I like absolutely love, and you'll see that's in a lot of my other fragrances that I have, but there's just something about this. It's just, I have a reaction to it. It like makes me very happy. It's like fresh in some weird way, and just super clean, but not like laundry clean, if that makes sense. It's just a beautiful scent. I was just shocked by it. I don't know if I'm describing it very well. Maybe I'll get the words later when I've lived with it a little longer, but the top notes are blackberry, plum, mandarin orange. Middle note is white rose, osmanthus, and then I think it's a white floral. I can't tell the name from here. The base is musk, vanilla, and then cashmere wood. So this is such a beautiful fragrance, guys. I was very shocked by it, but yeah, I can't wait to wear it a little bit more. Not much of a dent. I've only worn this a few times. Today actually I wore it just to kind of sample it again, but yeah, this is amazing. So this may be no surprise to anyone, but I have read up on Delina, and I'm very happy about it. So recently Joma Shop was having a sale. They have a sale, I think, for Parfumes de Marly maybe once a year. But yeah guys, I was honestly very, very shocked by the sale happening, and I was very excited because I have already gone through my little smaller size of Delina, and so I was already, you know, anticipating buying a full bottle. Obviously I was heartbroken by that because I was like $355, who has that for you? I don't, but I had my heart set on it, and I said, look, once I'm finished with that bottle, the smaller bottle, I will be getting a larger bottle. So, you know, I just kind of put that in my mind that I'm going to purchase the bigger bottle. So I've kind of already came to grips with that. I still have a small amount of that small bottle. I gave it to my mom now that I've gotten these 2 bottles, but I was shocked when I saw the sale. It was 45% off. I did post it on my shorts, so sorry if no one picked up on that, but I know some other fragrance bloggers and YouTubers also shouted it out, so I hope everyone who had these on their wish list or anything else from Parfumes de Marly was able to grab it. But I was very excited because technically I got kind of 2 Delinas for the price of 1 essentially, so that's kind of why I went for the La Rose. So I was very, very excited about that, and I don't know what else to say except for I'm very happy to have this in my collection. I don't know if you guys heard the news about the buyout Parfumes de Marly and Inicio, but they were bought out by a bigger company, so I don't know what that means for the brand. I don't know what that means for reformulation, but I hope they don't touch any of these because I will be very heartbroken, and I also just can't repurchase or back up bottles of this just because they're so expensive, and unless a sale like that comes along again, I don't see myself repurchasing anytime soon. Not to say once I finish this, but I'm thinking maybe in a year and a half I'd get through this bottle, but and at that time of course I'll repurchase if obviously no reformulation happened. This was just kind of a great thing to happen. The Joma Shop sale was a great thing to happen, and I'm so glad that I was able to get it relatively sooner, especially now hearing about that buyout. So very happy. This is like my all-time favorite. It's kind of becoming a signature now, so I'm very excited about having Delina in a full size here. So La Rose also joined the party, and I'm excited about this too. I do remember when I was sampling in store when I was first interested in Delina, I tried this and I actually really liked it. I almost preferred it more than the original Delina, but so when I was telling the salesperson, you know, what I like, what I don't like, she advised me not to go with this one because she said it's too similar and light to what you do wear. It's just very similar profile to some of the other fragrances that you're telling me that you like, and she just kind of said, hey, go for the original. There's a reason why it's so popular. I think you'll love it, yada yada yada. So that's why I went with the original Delina, and I'm so glad I listened to her. When I got this home, for some reason it just turned really green. Like that's all I could pick up is the green note in it. Like I don't even know if there's green notes in it. It doesn't say that, but it's almost like the stem of the rose is what I smell. The leaves and the stem of the rose is what I pick up a lot on, and that was really off-putting to me, and I just didn't know if that was just me on that day. I don't know. I didn't like how it wore on the clothes. I mean, I got so off-put by it that I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell this bottle like instantly. Like I'm gonna sell it and get my money back. But then I wore it out. Like again, I was testing it in the house, and I work from home most days, so if I get out, it'll be like once a week, or some weeks it's more than others, you know, whatever. But when I wore it out finally, then I couldn't stop sniffing my arm and my hand because I was like, oh my god, what is that? What did I spray? And I remembered I sprayed this on one of my hands because I was testing another fragrance on my other arm, and then I was testing this on one side, so I just kept smelling the side that I had this on. So I was like, okay, let me not be hasty. I did get this for an amazing price. Like, let me not just sell it after like 2 days of trying it. So I mean, you could see, like, I don't know if you can see, like, I mean, I got a few sprays out of this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit of that's a pretty hefty dump for just getting this a week ago. So I definitely think I need to like let this sit and just try it, wear it. It's a great season to wear it with summer here, so I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna go out a little bit more this week, so I'm gonna try to test this and see how I like it. The top note says lychee, pear, bergamot. The middle has Turkish rose, peony, water notes, or watery notes is what they say, floral notes, and then in the base is the white musk, woody notes, and vetiver. So again, I'm not gonna be too hasty, guys. I'm gonna try to let it rock out for the summer, and if I'm not in love with it by then I'm just gonna sell it. Like I said, with the buyout from the company, I'm sure people are gonna go crazy and be purchasing Parfumes de Marly. So for resale value, guys, I do think this house you know, might hold its resale, but I would get your hands on some of this before anything crazy happens. I'm not saying that they're going to reformulate, but we know the history with some of these buyouts. They do water down the fragrances and then mark up the prices. So just be careful with that. If you want to try these scents out, I would say test them out now and figure out if you want to buy them. Alright, so a few things just came in the mail, so I haven't been able to test any of these yet, and this video is kind of getting a little too long, so I might do kind of a first impression video separately if you guys want. So this is from Oakcha, I guess is the brand. I previously bought from this brand. I actually bought the dupe of Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, and to be honest, I did not like that. I don't like that fragrance, so unpopular opinion here, I do not like Love Don't Be Shy. I've tried it multiple times. The most recent time I kind of was like, okay, I get it. I get why people might like that fragrance, but for me, I just could not get into it, so I've left it alone. So the dupe that I got for Love Don't Be Shy from this brand, I just gave it away. I gave it to my coworker because she loves scents like that. She's absolutely loved it. To this day, every time she sees me or if we bump into each other, she always like, thank you so much for that. I love that fragrance. I get so many compliments. So it's not a bad fragrance by any mean, and their concentration at this brand is X-Straight, as you can see, and they're very long lasting, great projection, so it is a great buy. But just make sure you like the original. I was testing out the dupe before I tested out the original, found out did not like the dupe, and I do not like the original. So this, on the other hand, is Madame Rose, and this is a dupe for Delina. Yay! Yeah, guys, I went a little bit crazy with the dupes from Delina because, again, my bottle was getting low. I did not anticipate buying Delina right now. I was gonna save up and do it later in the year, or maybe beginning of the year, but I was able to get it. So I'm glad I was able to get it, but I'm also glad to have options for dupes and backups, and maybe using these on occasions where, you know, I don't want to use my original bottle. So I will be doing, like I said, a comparison video with all of the dupes. So I'm excited to do that video. I might just leave that, like, obviously I'm not going to go into it right now. I haven't even smelled this yet. So, but I was okay to quote unquote blind buy this because, again, I love Delina. I love all versions of Delina. I love some of the dupes of Delina. So I just kind of want to get a good dupe to have as a backup. So again, I'll be testing this out for you guys, and I will definitely report back. So I'm excited to do that. This is a backup bottle. If you watched my perfume collection video, you will know that I absolutely love this. This is my new all-time favorite fragrance, and so much so that I had to get a backup bottle, guys. I just had to. I am almost halfway done with my bottle of this, and I got it close to when it released. I want to say like a month after it released, maybe, I don't know, but this was love at first sniff. I was absolutely floored. I did not know what to expect. Like everybody else, I really didn't have it in my head. I didn't try to even guess what this was going to be, and I think that was the best way to kind of approach it, and that's how you should probably always go into fragrances. Just don't expect anything and you won't be disappointed. But this was amazing, and I do see myself having this in my collection forever and ever and ever. I hope I never get tired of it. I usually don't get tired of things. I go nose blind to things, but I don't get tired of them. So I just had to add this back to, I had to get a backup of this. So I'm very excited to have it. Funny story, so I got the 50 ml. This is another 50 ml. Again, I got this on sale. So I think there was like a sale on Huda Beauty, and then I had like points, like $15 off or something like that. So I got it for a good price, and then I was able to also get samples, the new wedding samples, because it was a qualifying purchase. So that's how I was able to get the samples of the new fragrance. So I don't know if they have that going on. They probably still have that going on, guys. So go ahead and get your nose on the samples. If you don't have a qualifying purchase like this, go ahead and purchase it. They are $4 each. So I think it is worth it to get your nose on it. Don't blind buy these things. It's always important to get your nose on them. Anytime you get a sale, you know, it's always nice to just get those backup bottles of things you know you're gonna absolutely love and have for a very long time. So that is what this is. And I'm excited to have it. And I'm probably gonna open it in a month or two because my other bottle is dwindling down. So this is a blind buy. And I know, I just told you guys sample things. and don't blind buy, but this was a great price. I think this was like $30, and I know a lot of people on the internet talk about how this is such a great affordable find from Dolce & Gabbana, and again, the notes did sell me. It seems safe. It seemed like a safe blind buy, guys. I'll react to this a little later. I don't want to do a first impressions right now, just because sometimes my first impressions are not sound because I let things sit on my skin. I have to like really let it have a true dry down, and like I don't want to judge something straight off the opening because I think that's very deceiving. And I would be very cautious to you guys of people who do that. You need to spray it on the paper, and the paper is going to give you an indication on if you want to put it on your skin. If you want to put it on your skin, you spray it and then you let it sit. You need to really walk away for hours and keep checking back in. So I spray, sniff on the opening a few times, I step away, 5 minutes later smell it again, another 5-10 minutes later smell it again, then I kind of forget about it for a few hours, then I smell it again, then I check back in maybe after 5 hours or right before I have my evening shower, and then I see, okay, what is it giving me? Is it lasting? Do I like it? All of that stuff. If I can't stop sniffing my arm, obviously that is a good sign that you love the fragrance, and that's something that you might want to have on you all the time. So with this, I did do a blind buy, but it was only $30. If I don't like it, I will gift it, or I will maybe give it to you guys if you want it. Let me know if this is something that you have tested and you do like. I'm happy to gift it to one of you all. So let me know if you have this, what your thoughts are, but I'm excited to try this, and I will get back to you guys on another video reviewing new fragrances and stuff like that. Okay, last one we have, and before we get into samples, if I have time for this video, I don't want this video to get too long, but alright guys, this last one is Montblanc Signature. This also was a blind buy. I do believe I got this in the Dolce & Gabbana one from Joma Shop, so that's why they are at discounted prices, and this one also was, I think, under $30 actually, and I did get the smallest size I could get, which was the 1 fluid ounce. So like I said, if I don't like it, I can give it away. I can give it to my mom, I can give it to a friend, I can give it to you guys. Also, it was not very expensive. Like I said, a lot of my blind buys that I talked about today were all very affordable, like $30 or less. So other than the Kayalis, but again, it's a long-winded way of saying don't blind buy, but also if you are willing to take the risk, then do it. So anyways, this one has clementine on the top, and then it has magnolia, ylang ylang, peony, and then in the base it has vanilla, white musk, and benzoin. So again, all notes that I very much like and was okay with taking that risk about. I mean, obviously guys, I was influenced by, you know, the internet, but I did do my research. I do research these things for a very long time and make sure it's something that I would like. I try to get someone that can describe it very well. I do my research, or at least I try to, guys. So this one is something that I'm very excited to try, and I'm not gonna do a first impressions here just because I do feel like this is gonna be a long video. So I think we'll just wrap this up. Alright guys, that is the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. If you're enjoying my content, go ahead and press that like button, and please subscribe if you want to see more. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.